Hey y'all, and welcome back to my part 2 of my Southern Church cookbook recipes. Today is very special because I have 2 crockpot recipes for you and then the most amazing cookie recipe you're gonna need for your Easter. We're kicking off today's video with Crockpot Ritz Chicken. This is a classic church recipe. A lot of you guys said y'all have made this before. And in today's video, I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit to keep those crackers extra crispy. So first of all, I just have a small little bowl here, and we're gonna add about a cup of sour cream. I'm probably gonna do a little more because we like it saucy. Along with that, we're just gonna mix 1 can of cream of chicken soup. To that, we're just gonna add some parsley. Of course, you can use fresh parsley, but I have been really loving these, what are they called? The lightly dried. I buy the cilantro, the parsley. They keep forever in your fridge. And like it explains, they are not all the way dry, but I don't know. I just like them. It still gives that flavor and you don't have to sit there and chop herbs every time you need them. Also gonna add just a small little pinch of salt, some pepper. All right, and we're just gonna mix that all together. I got my trimmed and cleaned chicken breast in there. I'm using about 4 chicken breasts. And so next, we're just gonna pour over top that sour cream and soup mixture. Kind of spread that around just a little bit. Next, I have a sleeve of Ritz Crackers. I'm just gonna crush these all up and sprinkle them on top. I've definitely made this recipe a while back on my channel before, and I remember by making it, I'm gonna quit crushing that for a second while I'm talking to y'all, but I remember the last time that I made it, my crackers were soggy at the end, and I may have made it one more time after that because in that recipe it said to put a couple paper towels underneath the lid, and that was supposed to suck up, you know, the liquid so they wouldn't become soggy, but that really didn't work for me. So this time I think I'm gonna add some crackers now while it cooks, and then at the end I'm gonna add just a few more crackers to add that crunch, because I do think it still tasted good with the crackers kind of cooked on top, but y'all, I love something crunchy. So that's how I'm gonna try it this time, and we'll see how that turns out. And lastly, I'm just gonna melt this half stick of butter to pour over top. I know I had a whole stick in here originally, but I think a half stick will be enough, and of course I can always add more. Yeah, I think that's plenty of butter. All right, let's get the lid on here. I already have it turned on to low, and this is gonna cook probably about 5 or 6 hours, and I'm gonna get back to cleaning. I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, once again, it is late night. I have a lot of these lately. Y'all can see these Ritz Crackers are definitely soft in here, and there's a lot of liquid, so we're just gonna have some rice with ours. I thought that would be really good. You could also serve this over mashed potatoes, but I just do not have time to make those tonight before it gets too late. So we're just gonna do some microwave rice and call it a night. It looks really good. I like to kind of break up my chicken pieces, so it'll be just a little bit smaller. I don't shred it, I just break them up to kind of in serving size pieces in there. And so just for some crunch on top, I'm gonna sprinkle some. You could also probably just wait and add these on, you know, your individual plates as well. That would be another good option, but I think that'll be okay. Probably add some parsley, add just a little bit of black pepper on top. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and just kind of vent this so those Ritz Crackers that we just added stay crispy until we're ready to eat, which is only gonna be about 5 minutes. All right, get some of this rice, put it on the bottom. This recipe is so simple, but it really is just a true classic comforting meal you can just throw together. It's buttery, creamy, has that little bit of crunch on top with just adding those Ritz Crackers later on. Y'all are gonna love this one if you haven't tried it before. It's sure to please anybody, even those picky eaters. This is the perfect recipe for, like, if you're going to church. I know I always kind of say that about certain things, but I feel like when you go to church, especially on Sunday mornings, you're only there a couple hours, and certain things in the slow cooker only might take a couple hours. And this is one of those recipes. So I have some already cooked noodles right here. It's about 3 cups. Lord, y'all, hang on, let me make some room. So this is about 3 cups uncooked. You want to go ahead and cook these before. I've seen some recipes where you just put them in, whoops, you just put the noodles in dry and it'll cook kind of with everything. I've tried them, but my macaroni just comes out dry that way, and we just can't have no dry macaroni, okay? All right, next we're gonna add, what was this? 1.5 sticks of melted butter. I had to melt it on the stove. I did order a microwave though. I ordered one from QVC. You never know how much you actually need a microwave until you don't have one anymore. I thought we really didn't use one that often, but yeah, we do. Next, this is 1 can of evaporated milk.
12 ounces.
12 ounces. We're gonna pour that in. Next, we have, how many ounces of velveeta was this?
16.
A small block. Small block of velveeta cubed. And this is what is gonna make your macaroni so creamy, it will not get dried out on you. I kind of stir everything as we go. And it's super easy because you just throw it all in here. And like I said, it only takes a few hours. So next we're gonna add about 2.5 cups of this Fiesta blend cheese. The recipe calls for Mexican, but of course, great value in their Fiesta, same thing. So we're gonna add about 2.5 cups of this, measuring with our heart, of course.
You got a big heart.
Yes, I do, honey. And then next, the recipe calls for cheddar cheese. So I have some we shredded up the other day. We're gonna add about, might as well add all this. Probably a little over a cup.
Dump it in there.
This is probably a little over a cup of cheddar. Of course, I'll have all of the entire recipes down below for y'all. Next, we're gonna add in about 2 cups of whole milk. So we're gonna add 3 eggs, but we're also gonna add some black pepper. I feel like all Southern mac and cheese recipes have eggs, and you gotta have a lot of black pepper, or at least a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt as well before I blend up the eggs. It just kind of helps incorporate everything. But the eggs in Southern mac and cheese, if you're wondering, if you're like, why the heck would you put eggs in there? It really doesn't do a lot. It just kind of makes it more smooth and creamy, right? We've made mac and cheese without it, and it just kind of, I don't know, I guess eggs are just a binder anyway, so it kind of just,
it makes it do good.
it makes it more smooth. It really does. So if you've never tried it, try eggs in your mac and cheese. All right, so I'm just gonna whisk these up really quick.
How many eggs?
Got 3 eggs and a little bit of salt and pepper in there. All right, let's pour the eggs in.
Well, now I can't eat it.
Nope.
Wait for it to cook.
No more sampling. Get it all stirred up together. All right, so I'm just gonna program this for, I'm actually gonna do it just 2.5 hours on low. We have got somewhere to go.
Oh, you just made a rhyme.
Also, I have another church cookbook recipe for dessert. It is some really good cookies, so y'all stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, we are home. I'm gonna let this cook just a little bit longer, but you can see how nice and creamy and cheesy it is. This is the perfect crockpot mac and cheese. So good. All right, here is that mac and cheese. It is perfect, rich and creamy and cheesy. So, there you go. The perfect crockpot classic church potluck mac and cheese. Make sure y'all try this one if you've never tried it before. All right, so now we're about to make some dessert. We just had dinner, it was so good. We had that grilled chicken, the mac and cheese I just shared. If you need a go-to slow cooker mac and cheese, that is the one, I promise. Everyone will like that. All right, but these cookies are called loaded pretzel cookies. These are another church cookbook recipe. I have a little helper over here. She's got her shower and pajamas on, and we're gonna make some cookies. You ready?
Yeah, and also we found these at the store. They're little chocolate like egg things.
Yes, so we figured we would use these. The recipe calls for chocolate chips, but we found these little white chips that are little Easter eggs, so perfect for this time of year. Little Easter dessert idea for you. All right, so first we're gonna cream together the butter and the sugar. So can you unwrap those and just dump them in the bowl? So next we're gonna pour the 2 sugars. We have 1 cup of white sugar.
Can you put it in?
Yeah. And 1 cup of brown sugar as well. All right, now we're just going to cream these together. Next, we're gonna pour in 2 eggs. And then 1 teaspoon, whoa, and a little extra of vanilla extract. All right, next we have a separate bowl over here with 2½ cups of flour. To that, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Oh, I thought so.
1 teaspoon of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Put that in there, okay? Now we're gonna whisk all together. Okay, now we're gonna do this. We're gonna add our flour mixture, our dry ingredients to the wet while I do this. Pour it just a little bit at a time, okay?
Tell me when to stop.
Don't pour the whole bowl at a time. All right, we have our cookie dough. So now, here comes the loaded pretzel part. We're gonna stir in about 2 cups of broken pretzels. And these are actually just the little great value, what they call like salty sticks. But that's what we're using because that's what we have. Next, we're gonna add some coconut flakes, about 1 cup. And then next, we're gonna add about 1 to 1½ cups of these little Easter egg chips. They're so cute, ain't they? Very Eastery. It looks literally like a bird nest in there.
It does. It literally does.
But I just really want to try this recipe because I love that sweet and salty combo. So
We should make these. We should make these for Easter for the Easter bunny.
All right, I got them all on the pan. Like I said, these are going in the oven at 350. They only bake for about 12 to 14 minutes. Okay, y'all, can y'all see through my oven? I just cleaned it, so you should be able to see pretty good. These cookies are humongous and fluffy. They're not your average little cookies. These are like gourmet bakery style. I'm standing here as this like smell just wafts out into my face. It smells so, so good. We all love those cookies. They're so good. Like I said, if you like that sweet and salty mixed together, think like salted caramel, you're gonna love those. Even with those salty sticks that are extra salty, I think they're good, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, McKenna's on her second one. I'm stuffed, so I just tried one, but they're really good. And they're so big too, you know? Like normal cookie recipes, I feel like they're just not those big old gourmet style cookies, and these are. So I hope you give these a try. I hope that you got some inspiration for your meals from this video. Let me know if your church or maybe just a church cookbook that you have, or maybe just your favorite recipe that you like to take to church functions. Comment and let me know down below. I would love to get even more inspiration from you guys, and also I love for all of us to kind of share ideas. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will subscribe before you go if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye y'all.